High above our planet, a silent revolution is unfolding. Dozens, then hundreds, now thousands of satellites glide through the darkness, each one a node in a vast, invisible web. This is Starlink, a constellation unlike anything humanity has ever built, quietly reshaping the way our world connects. At the center of this transformation stands a single visionary, orchestrating a private network that rivals the ambitions of entire nations. Above our heads right now, a private empire is being built, one that promises to connect every corner of the globe, from the busiest cities to the most remote wilderness. Thousands of satellites, launched by one man's company, are forming a global network with the power to bridge the digital divide and bring high-speed internet to billions. But this technological marvel is more than just a tool for progress. It is also a powerful new weapon, capable of shaping the fate of nations. What happens when the keys to the world's internet are held not by governments but by a single individual? The answer could redefine the balance of power for generations to come. Starlink is not just another satellite project. It is a bold vision to blanket the entire planet with high-speed internet, using a vast network of satellites launched by SpaceX. Each satellite, working in concert, forms a web of connectivity that reaches even the most remote corners of the globe. Unlike traditional internet infrastructure, which relies on cables and ground-based towers, Starlink satellites orbit above, free from the limitations of geography or damaged infrastructure. This means that even in places where laying fiber is impossible, Starlink can deliver reliable, fast internet. The technology is simple for the user. A small receiver, easily installed on a rooftop or a wall, connects directly to the satellites overhead. From a windswept coastline to a mountain village, Starlink brings the world online, bridging the digital divide that has left billions disconnected. For the first time, a single network can provide seamless coverage across continents and oceans. Starlink's constellation orbits in low Earth space, reducing latency and making real-time communication possible, even in places where the internet was once a distant dream. In rural fields and isolated communities, Starlink dishes are appearing, offering hope to those who have long been left behind by the digital revolution. Farmers, students and families can now access information, education and opportunity with a simple connection to the sky. In control rooms around the world, engineers monitor the network, ensuring that data flows smoothly and securely. The scale of Starlink's operations is unprecedented, requiring constant coordination and innovation to keep the constellation functioning at peak performance. Even in the harshest environments like Antarctica, Starlink is proving its resilience. Research stations at the edge of the world now have access to the same high-speed internet as major cities, enabling scientific collaboration and emergency communication where it was once impossible. The public promise of Starlink is a utopian one. For billions living in rural or underserved areas, traditional internet is slow, unreliable, or non-existent. Starlink, created by Elon Musk's SpaceX, aims to solve this by creating a massive constellation of thousands of small satellites in low Earth orbit. These satellites beam high-speed, low-latency internet directly to a small terminal on the ground, anywhere in the world. For disaster relief and connecting remote communities, the technology is revolutionary. In moments of crisis, when hurricanes or earthquakes destroy ground infrastructure, Starlink can restore communication in hours, not weeks. Its impact is already being felt, changing lives and reshaping what is possible for global connectivity. In the 21st century, the battlefield is no longer just land, sea, and air. It's also the invisible realm of data and communication. As conflicts evolve, the ability to control information and connectivity has become a decisive factor in war. Military forces around the world now rely on satellites for everything from intelligence gathering to guiding precision weapons. Starlink, with its vast network of low-orbit satellites, has introduced a new era of real-time, secure communication, even in the most remote or hostile environments. With a few clicks, commanders can access encrypted networks, coordinate operations, and share live battlefield data. This digital interface is as critical as any weapon, giving those with access a powerful edge. On the ground, soldiers use Starlink to operate drones, stream live video, and receive instant updates. In deserts, forests, and cities, the technology connects units that would otherwise be isolated, transforming the way wars are fought. The global reach of Starlink means that military and government agencies can maintain communications even if traditional infrastructure is destroyed. Its constellation of satellites forms a digital shield, making it nearly impossible for adversaries to cut off access completely. In command centers, analysts monitor satellite data, track troop movements, and respond to threats in real time. The speed and reliability of Starlink's network have become a force multiplier, allowing for faster, more coordinated responses on the battlefield. But Starlink's influence isn't limited to the front lines. Even civilian homes, equipped with satellite dishes, can become nodes in a vast web of information, blurring the line between military and civilian infrastructure. In Washington, D.C. and other power centers, leaders are forced to rethink national security. The Pentagon and its allies now depend on a private company for critical communications, raising urgent questions about control and vulnerability. Military briefings now include Starlink as a key asset. Generals and strategists must consider not just tanks and missiles but also the resilience of their digital networks and who ultimately holds the keys to those networks. The war in Ukraine exposed Starlink's secret second identity, a powerful instrument of modern warfare. When Russia disabled Ukraine's traditional communications, thousands of Starlink terminals donated by SpaceX were rushed to the front lines. They provided secure, high-speed links that enabled the Ukrainian military to operate drones, coordinate attacks, and resist the invasion. The conflict proved that a resilient, satellite-based internet is now essential for any modern military. The Pentagon took notice and quickly became one of SpaceX's biggest customers. In this new era, the power to connect or disconnect can decide the fate of nations. In the age of satellite internet, the power to connect or disconnect the world can rest in the hands of a single individual. Starlink's global reach means that military commanders, government officials, and entire nations may depend on a private network for critical communications. This unprecedented control raises urgent questions. What happens when a military operation, a humanitarian mission, or even a government's stability relies on the decisions of one company or one man? Starlink's constellation of satellites forms a digital backbone that can be activated or deactivated at will. With a single command, entire regions can be brought online or plunged into silence, regardless of borders or governments. For military forces on land and sea, this means their ability to communicate, coordinate, and respond can hinge on the choices made in a private boardroom far from the battlefield. The frustration and anxiety this creates is not limited to soldiers. Political leaders and business executives alike must grapple with the reality that their most vital infrastructure is outside their direct control. Decisions once made by governments are now influenced by private interests. The line between public authority and corporate power has never been so blurred. Even the simple act of accessing information, typing a web address, sending a message, or launching a drone can be subject to the approval or denial of a single entity. The implications for national security and personal freedom are profound. Around the world, antennas and communication towers now depend on signals from above, signals that can be interrupted or restored in an instant. The infrastructure of the internet, once thought to be decentralized and resilient, now has a new central point of control. This shift has not gone unnoticed by governments and intelligence agencies. A single satellite dish, perched on a rooftop, is now a symbol of both connection and vulnerability. The world is watching, aware that the power to turn off the switch is real. International leaders gather to debate the consequences. Who should have the authority to control a system that can shape the outcome of wars, elections, and economies? The world saw this dilemma play out in real time. During the war in Ukraine, when commanders sought to use Starlink to guide sea drones against the Russian fleet, Elon Musk intervened. Fearing escalation, he personally denied the request, disabling service in the region and halting the attack. In that moment, a private citizen, not a president or general, made a decision that shaped the course of a conflict. The power to connect or disconnect is now in the hands of the few, and the world must reckon with the consequences. As Starlink satellites illuminate the night sky, their presence is felt not just by stargazers, but by governments and militaries around the world. The sheer scale of this private network has triggered a new era of global competition and anxiety. World leaders are now forced to confront a reality where a single company, led by a single individual, controls a communications infrastructure that spans the entire planet. Maps are being redrawn, not by borders but by lines of digital influence and satellite coverage. In China, the government has responded by banning Starlink entirely, seeing it as a threat to national security and information control. Instead, they are rapidly developing their own satellite internet systems, determined to keep foreign influence out of their digital sphere. Military strategists gather in high-tech command centers, analyzing the implications. If a private network can be used in war, who decides when and how it is deployed? The lines between civilian technology and military asset have never been more blurred. The Earth itself has become a new kind of battlefield, where control over information and connectivity is as vital as control over land or air. The race for dominance in space-based internet is accelerating, with every nation seeking to secure its own future. Rockets launch new satellites into orbit at a breakneck pace, each one a symbol of technological ambition and national pride. The stakes are no longer just about faster internet, they are about sovereignty, security, and the balance of power. As satellites and nano-satellites circle the globe, the question grows more urgent. Can any one nation, or any one person, be trusted with such unprecedented reach? The world is watching, and preparing its own answers. In control rooms and government offices, experts monitor every move, aware that a single decision could have global consequences. The competition to build rival systems is fierce, as no country wants to be left vulnerable or dependent. This is the heart of the geopolitical dilemma. The United States military must weigh the risks of relying on a privately owned network, while adversaries like China treat Starlink as a potential military target. Across the globe, new satellite constellations are being launched by state-run and private entities alike, each one a move in a high-stakes game of digital chess. The fear is clear: allowing one American company to dominate the internet from space could tip the strategic balance for decades to come. Starlink stands as a technological marvel, bridging continents, empowering remote communities, and reshaping how we connect. Yet it is also a tool of immense strategic power, capable of influencing the course of wars and the fate of nations. For the first time in history, the keys to a global communications network rest not with governments, but with a single private company and ultimately, one man. This raises profound questions. Should such unprecedented power be concentrated in private hands? Can the world trust a system where a single decision can alter the outcome of conflicts or disrupt societies? Or is this the inevitable price of progress? A bold leap into a future where innovation outpaces regulation? As we stand at this crossroads, the world must decide: is Starlink a dangerous concentration of power or a necessary step toward a more connected, resilient planet? The answer may shape the next era of human civilization. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this exploration insightful, please subscribe to NeuroNexus Earth for more deep dives into the forces shaping our world.